Hi, I want to talk about different types of fabrics. Can you see this weave? Now, this is going to be quite close, so I don't know how. See how tight the weave is in this fabric. And I'm using this white as a sandwich, basically, to be sandwiched in between two other types of fabric. Sorry, I'm struggling with my camera. This for these ones, for example, at the moment. Now, these are both tight weaves as well, if you can see. This is not the best, but you get the idea anyway. You see how tight the weave is. So the plan is to cut out for face masks. Sorry, I'm all over the place. This is my pattern, and it's 6 by 9 inches. Okay, so you need 3 of them cut out, 1 of a tight weave centerpiece to be sandwiched between 2 other pieces of material. So we get two pieces of one fabric and a white centerpiece. Okay, now you also need 2 7-inch pieces of elastic. Now, Dunstable people, the sewing basket are doing these. Yeah, these are nice little packets with 20 meters in. And this is exactly, I'll go close so that you can see it hopefully. You can see the width of the elastic. Okay. So every mask needs 3 pieces of material. 2 of your pattern fabric, 1 of a cachelier, which I call it a cachelier, which goes in between. Once I've cut out, I'll come back to you. We're back again to talk about elastic. Now, I've made a nice little pattern out for this, which is a really good idea to do. Now, this is done on plain see-through paper. The reason we do this is when you place it on your fabric, you can see the pattern of your fabric through it, so you can decide where to place your pattern. If that makes any sense to you. Anyway, so it's nice to have a little pattern. So do yourself your nice 6 by 9 inch oblong, and then also put in your 2 by 7 elastic measurement across the top. This saves you tape measures and everything else like that, and cut in bulk. Okay, so as you can see, 2 pieces of fabric, 2 pieces of pattern fabric, 1 piece of catcher fabric, and 2 pieces of elastic per mask. Okay, all from your little pattern. It's a bit faffy to start with, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to roll them out quite quick. Okay, right. I'm going around this way to show you how to layer it all together to sew. And I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. Okay, right. So what you need to do is you need to put your cachelier against the wrong side of your material. Okay, so you've got this like this one. Flip it over so you've got your good side out. Okay, now you're going to be putting your elastic onto your mask. Okay, which needs to be done like this. Okay, and pinned down on both sides. Okay, and the same on that side. Can you see? And then pin this all down as you're doing it. Put a pin in here, a pin in here, here and here. Then you put a good side against a good side, so you're going to be covering this over. Now, I'll pin this all up and come back to you when I've got 2 hands to do it. But do you get the idea of how you're doing it? So you've got your cachelier, you've got your material, good side up. So you've got your cachelier on the back of a good side. You've got your elastic where it's going to be, and then you've got a sandwich of your fabric again, good side in, and that's how you're going to be sewing it. Okay, I'm going to pin this together so you get an idea, and I'll come back to you. I just want to point out that when you pin your elastic, you want to give it about 1.5 inches in on both sides. Now, the reason that you're doing this is you're going to fold your mask. So by the time your mask's folded, this will give you an ear size piece to put around the back of your ears. You'll see this more when I construct them. Okay, everything's pinned now. As you can see, we've got the pins in. Now these pins go through all 3 sets of material and your elastic. A little note to people who don't sew a great deal, who are making these as a first time attempt. One thing I'd like you to just say for the record is, when you're cutting fabric out, make sure your fabric's up the right way. Because, as you can see, when these are placed, when it's turned in the right way, they are going to be up the right way. There's nothing worse than getting something done and it being upside down and back to front. Now, when you sew anything, you have to give yourself a seam allowance, okay? That's where you're sewing inside from. Now, normally, I would say to give yourself 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, depending as you get better at this. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'll grab the tape measure. I'm going to say to give yourself an inch seam allowance, okay? So give yourself an inch seam allowance, you're not going to go wrong with this. And with anything that you sew like this, you have to leave yourself an opening to turn it inside out. So I suggest we're going to start literally from this opening here. Now this is the inside of your elastic where your ear is going to be. So we're going to start from here, and I'll take you around it. I'll show you it as I'm sewing. But the thing being is about sewing is when you've got this piece of elastic, I want you to sew over it, go back again and sew over it again, because as they're pulled around your ears, it's going to put quite a bit of tension onto your mask. So start here, go across your elastic, go back again, which you have a reverse. On most machines have a reverse, so that can be done as you're sewing. So literally sew down, sew back and go around again. Give yourself an inch, stop, turn your material, sew all the way around, give yourself an inch, same again, up and backwards across your thread, across your elastic, same again, backwards and forwards across your elastic, stop here, sew all the way around, come across, back and stop. So you've got a gap. Okay, I'm going to sew that now and then I'll show you. Chat about thread. Now, if you're a new sewer, if you're a person who doesn't sew a great deal, but you're doing this because, obviously, because of everything that's going on at the moment, if you're going out to buy thread, stick to a good white and a good black. They'll get you through everything. Just obviously use your white for your lights and your black for your darks. Take it like that, that'll do. You can think more in the future about thread matching and such like, so this will do for the moment. Okay, so we're in, and I'm going to sew around exactly as I showed you, starting from here, and we're going to go around the whole outside. I'll show you when it's done. Right, as you're sewing around, take your time, and as you can see here, if you notice how much space you've got in the line you're sewing, just keep that in your eye all the way along and you'll be fine. Also, on your guide, you can use these little lines here as your guide, so you know where your fabric's supposed to be, so you know exactly what your spacing is as you're going around. Take your time. You don't have to do this fast, just take your time with it. A little space to show you exactly how we're sewing here. So sort of what kind of gap you're giving yourself all the way around. Okay. Right, as you can see, we've gone all the way around, right the way around, and we've left a little gap here. Now, we're turning everything inside out. I'm just going to show you here. You can see we've trapped our elastic in there. We've got a nice seam on the other side. Right, when you're turning in something like this, a little tip is cut your corners off. Now, obviously don't snip your sewing in the corners, but if you just nicely snip them all off, it makes it tidy when you turn them inside out. Okay, and the same again here. Okay, right, now it helps to literally roll it through, and it looks ridiculous at the moment, but bear with me and I'll show you. Now give it a shake and get your corners right in with your finger. Okay, also push the corners in on all sides. Okay, and now you have got, in all intents and purposes, a mask. Now, the next thing we need to do is to fold your open bit up. Just tuck it in nicely like that. Now, this has got to be 2 pins. Fold it into 3. So if you give yourself a nice little curve like that, okay, taking it to where it's at, pop yourself a pin in the side so it holds it down. Just check it out, make sure it's the same on both sides. Okay, that's the tricky bit. So if you fold your little mask like that, push it through. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to sew right the way around the outside with it like this, and I'll come back to you when that's okay. So as I said, we're going to sew right the way around, so you've got your creases, so come all the way down. I'll show you when I'm done. And as you can see, you have a Scooby-Doo mask. Now you can make these masks with anything. A sheet, an old bottom sheet, pillowcases, fabulous, absolutely fabulous. If you've got a couple of spare pillowcases, if they've been washed a few times, oh, it makes it so much better. Use three layers of your pillowcases. There's pretty much children's dresses, little girls' dresses, all for the ones that maybe last summer that don't fit anymore, that's had a good wash and that they're nice and soft. Use that. I wouldn't use wool. The weave's too loose. Okay, it doesn't matter whatever it is, even if it's a cardigan where you think, oh well, it's quite a tight knitted cardigan. No, I wouldn't use wool at all. So have a bit look out. Tablecloths, anything sort of that's got like that nice cottony feel to it. Hope this helps. Let me know how you do. Bye.